Hey there, it's Crafty Jenna coming at you today with another Dephemerember prompt. In case you are not aware, Dephemerember is a daily ephemera inspirational prompt list hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. And they've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've participated in 3 years. This has been so much fun thus far, and if you want to learn more about it, I will link their playlists down below. They're both here on YouTube and various social media. And yeah. So, today is the 19th. Paper bag handle and slow stitching. Bum, bum, bum. Paper bag handle. I have made a few journals now using paper bags, and I don't always use the handles, so I cut them off. So I've got 2 of those, and before I even watched their videos, I thought about making a frame, so that's probably how I will use mine today in some capacity, but I've got those ready. And as for the slow stitching, if you've watched other videos on my channel, you may have seen that I like cross stitch and embroidery and do them quite regularly. I have this little kit. I can't even remember where I got it. It might have been a freebie at a craft store. And it contains everything needed to cross stitch this little design on a piece of Aida fabric, cross stitch fabric, the specific brand. It has a diagram chart, a needle, and special embroidery floss and easy to follow instructions. So that is going to be my slow stitching, and I will make this to put in that frame. I thought I had one of these already made, but I was wrong. So it's a cute little mini kit. Does it include a needle? Because that would be nice. Oh, yep, there we go. Wonderful. So, quite simple. If you've never done cross-stitching, it's not incredibly difficult. It's a lot of counting. And if you can read a chart, like a chart like this, you're good. I always start by folding it in half and finding the center, which this was already folded for me, so that was convenient. And then I typically will mark the center with a little plus sign, where the middle of the plus sign is the center stitch, like the center hole. And that's it. Now, I probably could have, should have done it like this, but the way they have it, this is their center stitch, and then I could, one stitch difference isn't going to be a big deal. So here's where my plus sign is, and this would be the top right quadrant of that plus sign. No biggie. I have a tiny little wooden embroidery hoop, a 3-incher. I'm just going to put this in here and tighten her up. I have been doing cross stitch pretty much my entire life. I started when I was 4. And without giving away my age, because a lady never... No, I'm kidding. A lady, like I'm a lady. Yeah, I've been cross stitching since I was 4. So, a long time. I'm not necessarily going to cross stitch this on camera. I'll do a few stitches for you though. So with this, that is a white stitch. I might actually start with this brown color, just move down a couple, because that's going to give me a bigger base to start off with. So I've got these colors here, and that base I can use to count off of for the rest of it. So just a few colors. The darkest one get my 2 strands. Okay, get my little needle. Now a cross stitch needle is different than a regular needle in the fact that it is blunt on the end. It's not as sharp. You don't need to have, you don't need the sharp point because the holes are already made. So let's figure out where we're starting. This was a circled one. So I currently have my needle here. I need to move over 2 holes. Moved over 2 and then down 1, 2. So I'll be starting here. And then I have 2 stitches. Now this is just how I start. This is just how I do it. It's not necessarily the way you have to do it if you choose to cross stitch. So I did 2, and then I skip 1 and do 2 more. And I always like to make sure that I sew over my tail. Then skip 1 and do 1. And then I'll finish the crosses. Boom. And I can cross that off. And then I have to skip 1. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 1 and do 6. And then I'm actually going to complete the crosses going across the 6 so that I can start here and work left to right. I'm going to keep doing this. I'll be back when this is all done. All right, I'm back. This is completed. That took me about an hour and a half. And I'm going to, right here in this part of the video, put the progression photos I took of each color so you can see the progression without actually having seen me stitch the whole thing. Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. And for how I'm going to use this in the journal. I still have all these threads, which I will scooch over here just in case I want to use them. Now, my plan is I want to find a place with 2 pages, 2 blank pages next to each other. So, ooh, that one could be cool. That could be really cool, potentially. All right, so maybe. I kind of want absolutely blank pages. That way I'm not destroying something beautiful. No, can't be that page. Can't be those 2. What we got? Nope, nope, not you either. No. No. Oh, we have 2 here. That's a contender. Let's see what else. That might work because that's pretty stiff on the other side. And I'm about to bulk this up. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to be the best option. Now, what I want to do. This being here has made this page quite sturdy, which is going to work in my favor. Because I'm going to take these 2 pages and I'm going to connect them. But before I do that, I want to take this and I'm going to make a cut through so that this is seen through here. And then let's see, how big is that? That is about 3 inches. I mean, I guess it would be 3 by 3, right? Because that was the size of the hoop I used. Let's see. Can I do it this way? Where is the center point in this page? 8 inches. So we're looking at 4. Here. And then, so here. That is roughly center. That. And then I need this. I need 1.5 inches because we're going with a radius. I almost made it 3 inches and that would have completely messed me up. So I need 1.5 inches. That's about that. Let's see if I can do this without messing things up too badly. I could do a little, let's do 1.25 inches now that I'm thinking about it. There we go. Objective achieved. Now I need to trim. Oh, no, wait. That was the wrong paper. I mean, that gives me... I don't need to cut this paper. I need to cut this paper. Okay, let's do that again. Except this time, we're going to get it right. Now that I know what I'm doing, this might actually work. So, now, I am going to very carefully poke through here. And trim. Actually, I want to rip roughly in this circle shape. I don't want those neat edges. Like that. And so this can peek through. And then I kind of want to roughen up the edges a little bit. Which is why I went with the 1/4 inch instead of 1/2 inch radius. There we go. And then, oh, actually, and then we can have the paper bag handles come into play eventually. I love it. Okay, sweet. So next, I'm gonna get this out of here, and then I want to ink up these edges and maybe rough them up a little bit more. And because we're doing slow stitching, maybe I will stitch around them a little bit. Let's see how that looks with this behind it. Yeah. Cute. Very cute. Not really loving the white against this, but it works. Okay, now I want to decorate this a bit more. Let me find some stamps. All right, this is fun, and I want to decorate this page before I go any further. I have these 2 pieces of, I guess, light cardstock that I used with the Cricut machine to cut out various different dies, and I want to use some of them to decorate, to stencil through essentially, because I think they are so fun. And I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Yeah, just a little touch of something. So that's what I'm doing now. All right, I think that is so cool. Just a light hint of interest to the page. Yes, this is very stark white back behind here. But the reason why I think it works is because there is a lot of stark white over here. Otherwise, I would be really bothered by that. How did I get that? I inked myself. I want to pin this in place somehow, maybe with a little glue? Question mark, question mark. I just want to tack it in place while I sew. Yes, I said sew. I'm going to do more slow stitching because it doesn't bother me. Excellent, that will hold it into place. Wonderful. Okay, and then to sew that in, I think I'm going to use the same colored thread from when I redid the signatures, when I expanded the spine. Now, do I want to use all of the strands? I don't know that I do. I think I want to just use 2 or 3. Well, 3 is what I got. And I will need a sharp needle. I'm going to use the same needle I use to sew in signatures, which is quite a pointy one. I think I want my knot to show on the front, which means I will start on the front side with the sewing. I will insert the needle for the first time through the front. And this pink color is in some of these flowers. That's fun. I didn't realize that until just now. Now, let's start over here. And I do want to sew down some of these flaps, the little creases and things that I made. I'm not going to sew them all down, but some of them will get sewed down. And this will be intentionally wonky. All right, now that I've sewn around it, like so, I think I'm also going to add some fun stitches around where it looks like I'm trying to tack it down like that. Just a few around, especially where these are. I just had that thought. I think that works. Now, do I want to bring it out through the front? No, I think I'll tie it on the back. Why not? And that is what we have there. Now, for these frames, with this side facing up, that is really cute. And then with this side facing up, I need to figure out how... I like that length. I like that length and width. But do I want them to just be brown? I could paint them. I got a lot of gold going on over here. I can actually trim and tuck. So I don't need all of this extra bulk. I just need one side. So what if I trim? I'm just trimming the tiniest of the corner off so that it will seat better. I may need to trim a little more. Don't really care for this being all mussed up. I should have cut the other ones off. Do I want to paint these? Yes, I think I do. So let's shift this out of the way. And then actually I will glue these So that glue needs to dry. All right, this has dried most of the way. It's dried enough for me to feel comfortable handling it. So I'm going to use this Delta No Primer Gold. I like it because it's shiny, but it's not as bright. It's more of like an antique-y. I hope it works. I'm shaking it, it feels weird. So hopefully it's the one I end up going with. Oh yeah, it's chunky. It's kind of old. Oh, nice. Very nice. I got it on my arm. It shot back at me. Now I'm golden. I've been gilded. Is this going to work? Or is it too... No, that's too chunky. Dang. Okay, like I often do, we're going to pivot. I don't want all that texture, and that can get tossed. I don't like to throw things away, but that's not serving me. And I have enough paint. So, I wanted kind of an antique-y gold. Is that a word? Antique-y. I have this, but it's, I don't know. I have this. Just very orange, but it'll stand out better. Let's see if this one works. Okay, that's a little, that was a bit chunky, but not as chunky. Okay, let's see what happens if I dry it with my heat tool. That needs to dry. Just moving it out of this spot so that it can do that a bit easier. It's not a good idea to use the heat tool because it started to smell very chemically. Now, I don't know that this is a normal acrylic paint. It is a Deco Art No Prep metal paint in bright gold. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah. It smelled very bad. And worse when I added heat. So we're not doing that. We're going to let this dry the good old natural way. Alright, it has been a little bit later. This has had time to dry. I love this frame. Let's see how it will look on this page. I have a feeling it's going to take over everything. I kind of... maybe I should dry brush it a little bit with brown. Because it is a bit overpowering. I think I will use this Espresso Craft Smart acrylic paint. That way it'll tone down a little of what it's got going on. Maybe I'll use this little guy. Yeah, okay. Just a tiny bit this time. Barely dip my brush in it. This might not be... that's a little watery. I need something a bit more substantial. What about this dark brown? I'm not a huge fan of the texture on it from the rips, but that makes a huge difference. You can't really see on the camera how big of a difference it makes, but it's a subtle difference. Can you tell a difference? I can. I think that is massive. Yeah, that's exactly what it needed. When in doubt, dry brush it out. That is so much better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so next, I don't need to do anything else here. I'm going to glue these two pages together. Do I want to add any sort of things sticking out? Maybe. I don't have a whole lot sticking out in this section. Yeah. I decided I needed a page tab. I have a few in the midsection, you know, a few things. Oh no, that one ripped. A few things sticking out, but I think this one belongs up here. And I'm just going to glue it in between the two layers. Oh, that's cute. It just happens to be right on the other side of that flower. Love it. All right, now we get to glue this down. Oh my goodness, yes, yes. That vintage photo ink I used here really makes this, really pops against that. Yep, 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 yep. That is a lot of fun. Well, there it is. Isn't that fun? I love this page. So that fulfills today's prompt of paper bag handle and slow stitching. I did some cross stitch. I did a little bit of stitching around this cutout window and the paper bag handles. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.